Diddy has long been a controversial figure, but recent revelations have painted a much darker picture of his past, especially involving one of his early proteges, Usher.
This is beyond evil.
Fault that Justin Bieber got by Diddy.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore. It is not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy no more.
Papa don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Hey, yeah.
Feeling certain. I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Usher was just 14 years old, having recently signed with L.A. Reid's. LaFace records he was...
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executives from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not gonna speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
Where did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when probably say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas. Man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, niggas bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard it, and that's what happened.
Sent to New York to live with Diddy, the decision, pitched as a career-boosting opportunity, was portrayed by Reid as an effort to give Usher a rougher, hip-hop edge. He even admitted needing parental consent due to Usher's age, but claimed he believed it was a necessary move for the boy's artistic development. Still, Reid later admitted he wasn't sure whether he was acting on a bold vision or making a terrible mistake. During that time, Usher would later allude to seeing...
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
We're having a good time, yo.
Things that were far from normal, strange experiences that he's always been careful not to fully explain. The hints he's dropped have only fueled speculation over the years. Years later, Usher played a pivotal role in launching Justin Bieber's career. At just 14, Bieber was introduced by Usher to Reid, who described the young singer with an unusual level of admiration. Reid wrote in his 2016 memoir about how Usher called him one afternoon, telling him he had someone special to bring by. That someone turned out to be Bieber, whom Reid described not just as talented, but with a beauty rarely seen in men, a description many now find troubling. Bieber, discovered on YouTube by Scooter Braun, quickly wowed everyone in the room. He sang, played guitar, and lit up the space like a seasoned performer. According to Reid, His physical appearance and charm were just as
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
important as his musical ability in sealing the deal. This combination of talent and image fast-tracked him into superstardom. With Usher guiding him closely, their bond became like family, and Usher often spoke fondly of Bieber, calling their connection both professional and deeply personal. Diddy later entered Bieber's early career scene as well. Like Usher before him, Bieber found himself in the company of someone known for excess, influence, and secrecy. Over time, whispers emerged about what really went on.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
On behind closed doors, Gene Deal, a former insider, has claimed Usher was aware of many of Diddy's darker dealings. This is now coming back to haunt all involved, especially as more people begin re-examining Bieber's own experiences. Under the mentorship of both Usher and Diddy, Bieber has since reported
was flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio, and who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. It rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one?" And he was like, "Let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out." So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. and the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
Reportedly grown deeply disturbed by what he now understands about that period in his life. What was once painted as a golden opportunity is now being reinterpreted by fans and insiders alike as something far more unsettling, especially in light of what Usher may have gone through himself. A source close to Justin Bieber has revealed to US Weekly that amid the disturbing allegations surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, who once played a significant mentor role in Bieber's early career, the pop star has been firmly advised to steer clear of anything connected to the embattled music mogul. Fortunately for Bieber, that hasn't been a difficult task. The insider shared that Justin has no interest in maintaining any kind of relationship with Diddy now, especially given the weight of the accusations leveled against him. Another person familiar with Bieber's current state noted that he's been emotionally affected by the news, struggling to come to terms with the serious allegations. Given Bieber's long-standing history with Diddy, the revelations have forced him to confront some difficult memories.
But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Questions have also been raised about why those managing Bieber's early career ever allowed such close proximity to Diddy. In the first place, according to a Daily Mail report, people in Bieber's circle believe it was a mistake for the then-teen to have been exposed to adult party environments, particularly around individuals like Diddy. Some have placed blame on Justin's parents, his mother, Patty Millett, and his father, Jeremy Bieber, accusing them of failing to protect him during those formative years. Others suggest that Usher, whose label helped launch Bieber's music career, shares in the responsibility for exposing him to Diddy. One particular incident often referenced occurred in November 2009, when 15-year-old Justin reportedly spent 48 hours with Diddy at his residence. This day has come under renewed scrutiny, especially in light of resurfaced videos. In one clip, Diddy appears to question Bieber as if checking whether he was secretly recording their conversation. Another shows Diddy asking why the two no longer hang out, while yet another captures him joking about keeping secrets from their past encounters. These videos have reignited suspicions and theories that Diddy may have done more than just take a young Justin under his wing. Some online voices even suggest that Diddy could have exploited Bieber further, possibly exposing him to the darker side of Hollywood. Given past reports of Bieber's own experiences with abuse in the industry, these claims have only added to the public unease. Bieber and Usher are far from the only young men reportedly.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I met you, come on. Wow.
I ain't mean to stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's going to be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Drawn into Diddy's orbit. Rapper Freddie P once alleged that Diddy engaged in manipulative behavior even toward his own child, which, if true, suggests that familial bonds offer no protection in Diddy's world. This claim is supported by a video that recently resurfaced, showing Diddy kissing his mother on the lips in the 2022 clip.
Years ago, Cameron, he did an interview and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with mates.
Yeah.
And he fought the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that's I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, you know, Mace, he used to live with Diddy, and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too, when he was younger. And this was years ago. So the locks ain't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. This the kind of, man, listen here. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But I want to talk about this lawsuit by Dunn, right? And I want to get your opinion on it. It's a part in this lawsuit where she alleges that she was at a dinner with Neo, Usher, and Jimmy Iovine. And Diddy, he punched Cassie in the stomach and no one did anything. How you feel about that?
They were part of the dinner and they watched Cassie get abused in front of, Puffy abused Cassie in front of them. And neither one of those men, and they probably security was around too, did nothing to stop what he had did to Cassie. Now that's just crazy right there, bro. That is just crazy. Usher probably got a daughter. Neo probably got kids, I don't know. Jimmy Iovine, you know, he take about 15, 20 scoops of sugar in his coffee. So, all those cats there, supposed to be men, watch that lady get abused right there in public, and they did nothing, brother. They did nothing. That goes to show you the power that he had mentally over them. Here go a woman witnesses, and this witnessing it, and said, they said nothing. Yo, man, stop, don't do that. Yo, not here, bro. Easy, nothing. Don't do nothing, say something. She said they didn't do anything and they didn't say nothing. That's the bad thing about it. If you're not gonna do nothing, open your damn mouth and say something. And that's a lot wrong with our people right now. They don't even want you to say nothing.
Diddy smokes what looks like marijuana and introduces his mom, Janice, as Mom Dukes, then describes her as single and available, joking about taking her to strip clubs and entertaining the idea of her starring in a dating show. This video was filmed just over a year before Diddy faced his first federal allegations of sexual misconduct. Some, including producer Gene Deal, have suggested that Diddy treats his mother more like a romantic partner than a parent. Deal even once claimed that Diddy fired him due to tensions caused by Diddy's mother allegedly making advances on him, with everything unfolding lawsuits involving Diddy's sons, bizarre resurfaced footage, and mounting abuse claims. It's left many wondering how such behavior could have been overlooked for so long. The growing trail of accusations paints a disturbing picture of a man whose influence ran unchecked in the music industry for decades. How it will all end for Diddy remains to be seen.
Welcome to the family, John.